Listen, this might sound a little out there, but the way to get what you want isn't what you think. Have you ever noticed that the more you want something, the harder it feels to get? Whether it's a new job, building a side hustle, or trying to improve your relationships, whatever it is, it always feels like the harder you chase it, the further it slips away. I've been there, man. Recently, I had breakfast with a buddy of mine who's been struggling with the same thing. He's in his 30s, like me, trying to balance career, relationships, and personal goals, and feels stuck. So we talked about it, and I'm going to share what I told him with you. Look, I used to overthink everything. Every decision, every move, every opportunity felt like it needed to be perfect. I thought that if I cared enough, if I avoided mistakes and just worked harder, success would come. But here's what I figured out. Caring too much and stressing over every detail was holding me back. I had to stop being so obsessed with perfection. I stopped worrying about how things looked, whether I had all the answers or what people thought. And that's when everything started changing. I think we've all been there, right? The mistake we all make is thinking that if we just care enough, if we want something badly enough, it'll happen. You've heard it a million times. Hustle harder, want it more, and you'll get it. But here's the thing I've learned. Ambition's great, but it's not about just wanting something so bad that it consumes you. It's about doing your best, and when you've done everything you can, the result is secondary. You've done your part, and that's enough. Think about it. The more desperate you get for that new job, the less confident you are when you finally get the interview. You start second-guessing yourself, getting nervous, and it shows. Same with relationships. You chase someone too hard and you start acting like a nervous wreck, trying to make everything perfect. Guess what? It pushes people away. The same thing happens with your career or side hustle. The more you want it, the harder it feels to get. It's a weird thing, but desperation just doesn't attract the things we want. So here's the truth. Neediness and desperation don't get you anywhere. What does work is detachment. When you stop chasing outcomes so hard, you show up differently. You're calmer, more present, and more confident. That's when things start falling into place, man. And it's ironic because that's when you actually start seeing results. This brings me to a big lesson I've learned. The law of detachment. It's simple. Put in your best effort, but then let go of the outcome. It's not about being careless. It's about freeing yourself from that constant stress and worry. Imagine how much easier life would be if you didn't constantly fear failure or need to control every little thing. If that job offer doesn't come through, it's okay. There's always another one. If that relationship doesn't work out, it wasn't meant to be. Something better is out there for you. Either way, you'll be fine. Trust me on that. The best people I know, the top athletes, the entrepreneurs who've made it, they care about their work, but they're not attached to the results. They show up, give it their all, and then let go of the outcome. They know that if they've given everything they can, that's enough. And that's how you should think too. It's time to start embracing this mindset, fellas. Whether things turn out the way you want or not, trust the process. Stop attaching your happiness to a specific outcome. When you can do that, you show up more confidently with more power. That's the real key to moving forward. Let me talk about something else now. Being enough. I'm a perfectionist at heart, and I know a lot of guys feel the same. Perfectionism isn't about trying to get everything perfect. It's about never feeling like you're good enough. That's the thing that messes with your head. I had to learn to embrace who I was and stop being afraid to fail. Once I stopped holding myself back out of fear or doubt, everything started to change. I started my business without a fancy website or a big online presence, just pure hustle and belief in myself. The big lesson here is that when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, rather than stressing over some external result, that's when you'll unlock real success. When you believe that you are enough, when you trust yourself, That's when you'll see progress. And here's the final piece of the puzzle: the fear of judgment and rejection. Those fears are just stories we tell ourselves. The people who truly matter won't care if things don't go perfectly. They'll respect you for trying, for putting in the effort, and for being yourself. And the ones who judge you, honestly, they don't matter. So stop worrying about their approval. Build the life you actually want, one that aligns with your values, your goals, and your version of success. Look, no matter where you're at in life right now, I want you to have the courage to live life on your terms. You'll become unstoppable when you stop caring about the wrong things. You'll find real power when you embrace who you are. If you've given everything you've got, if you've done your best, you've already won.